Hi guys, welcome back to my channel B2 Stitches. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make a multiple pleated turban cap. So I'll be needing a tape rule, a scissors, a thread, buttons, fashion buttons for embellishment. Then these satin fabrics, they are already cut into strips. Then we need our glue gun and our fabric for the turban cap. This is a scuba material. So persons call it foam material. Okay, this is 18 inches and is unfold. I went ahead to join it together on one side and I open up the other side to make it wider. So this is the piece to be using for the band at the front of the cap. Okay, so now I folded it into two and measure out the length that I want for the cap. Okay, so I'm cutting out the excess here. All right, so now open up the fabric and to make our pleat now. I think I have about 27 inches here. Guys, this was actually too much because after doing the pleat, I had to reduce it since I already gotten the length I wanted for the cap. Okay, so now we'll be marking lines on the fabric and the lines here is 1.5 inches all the way down. Okay, so the lines will be on the whole fabric with 1.5 inch or inches interval. Okay, you can see what we have. This one we already had a stitch here, so that one is already giving us what we want at the back side, or rather at the front side of the fabric. So I went ahead to the sewing machine to sew down the lines by folding them into two like this, you see, with less than 1/4 of an inch. Okay, you sew with less than 0.25. Okay, straight down, and we'll do that on all the lines that we have. Okay, so this is what we have after sewing. You can see what the other side is looking like. Okay, so now we're going to be folding the fabric into two. Okay, we fold the fabric into two, then we'll take the measurement of our head circumference. Okay, so for this, the head circumference is 22. Okay, so I'll be taking half an inch allowance to sew it down from the other end to the front part of the cap. Okay, you can see the line that I'm drawing. That is what the sewing will follow. Okay, so after that, guys, this is what is looking like. I went ahead to sew it down. I'm cutting out the excesses. Okay, so that we don't have too much bulginess inside the cap. All right, so now I'll turn it inside out for you to see how it looks. You can see how beautiful it's looking, guys. Okay, so we'll go ahead and attach our front band now. This strip is 25 inches long. Okay, because it's going to have an overlap at the front part of the cap. Okay, so we'll be curving the edge like so. You can see how I have folded it. Okay, you fold into two, then you curve the edge starting from the beginning of the material that you have folded. Okay, because we like to create something like a V or overlap. Okay, it's going to overlap at the front part of the cap. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You notch the middle part of the piece, which is going to start at the center back, then everything will end at the center front, while the piece overlap at the center front. Okay, so you can see the way I'm pinning it down before taking it over to the sewing machine. Okay, you can see. All right, guys, you can see how it overlap at the front. Okay, so after sewing, this is what we have. I went ahead to cut out the excesses to have just little seam allowance inside. You can see how the front is looking like. Okay, so guys, the next thing is for us to do a running stitch at the back side of the cap, okay, using the needle and thread. You do a running stitch on the same line you have sewn with the sewing machine, okay. And if you like, you can shift it back a little, but it shouldn't exceed the sewing allowance which you have sewn. So you run a running stitch from the beginning to the end of the cap, okay, aside from the band which we attached. We are going to do a running stitch, okay. You can see how it's looking. You make sure you tack it down very well so that it doesn't loosen up, okay. So you can see what the outside is looking like. All right, guys, so at the center front now, we are also going to be doing a little running stitch, just with about 3 or 4 inches, okay. So we'll go back inside the cap and just pick few of the pleats, with just with the length of 3 or 4 inches is okay, okay. Okay, so now we are going to you're going to do a running stitch at that center front. You hold the middle and also pick one of the pleats, okay. You can see what I have done. So after doing it to the back, I ran it back to the front again. I did it back to the front again, then stop at the same allowance. That's the joining between the cap and the band. That is where I stopped, okay. Always ensure you tag that so it doesn't loosen. You can see what the front is looking like as well. See what the center front is looking so beautiful. So these are the strips we already cut. I ironed them into 2. The strips are 20 inches long and 4.5 inches wide, okay. So I ironed them into 2 and make a curve at the end like so. Then you pick each of them to make our flower, okay. You see what I am doing. All right, we are also doing a running stitch, okay. You see what I am doing. After you start from the curve and you also end it at that curve, then you join the ends together and you tack it down, okay. Guys, you can see what I'm doing. You tack it down at the end of it, and that is all. So I'm going to do this for all the strip that we have. I think I have about 6 here, okay. So I'm going to repeat it for everything. So this is what we have. So the next thing is to embellish with our fancy buttons, okay. Okay, so we'll be using our glue gun to attach. If you like, you can attach with your needle and thread, okay, whichever way is okay, okay. So we're going to attach the button on all of the flowers. So after that, we'll pick up our cap, which is the base, and look for a beautiful side you want your flowers to stand, okay. But for me, I want it to be on the right side. Some people prefer the left side, but putting this on the right side, I'll be arranging it straight down, okay. Whichever way you choose to arrange it is okay. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Always like and share, please. You can see what we have, how beautiful it's looking. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video.